Test, test, 1, 2. There are a lot of familiar faces as well as a few new ones here as we prepare for the season opener of our Kennett Blue Demons hockey. A pleasant good evening and welcome to our coverage of Kennett hockey alongside Kevin Mott. And right next to me is Brian Cardillo. I'm Ed Henry. Our last broadcast was back on February 27th when Kennett did what many of us, myself included, did not anticipate at the start of the season, and that is win a second straight championship, this one at the Chesmont Division. It was a nail-biter of a game where Kennett bested Westchester Henderson by a score of 2-1, but that was yesterday's news. Now it's time to look forward to the 2025-26 season, and it starts tonight where Kennett will face off against the Radnor Raptors.
Ed,
here we go.
I couldn't be happier to be here right now. I mean, does it get any better? The weather's turned. I know it's your favorite season.
Yes, indeed.
It's just, that smell in the air. It's officially hockey. When these kids start up, they're going to the rink in shorts. Now, granted, some of them still go to shorts, even though it's 6 degrees. But most of them, it's hot out. It's 80 degrees, and now we're finally getting the sweater weather. The NHL started, and now it's time for high school hockey to start.
Well, as you mentioned, this is my favorite season as we approach Halloween, where we completed the haunted car wash in Kennett. We're doing it this week in New Jersey, and as you mentioned, I think I freaked out quite a number of people here tonight as I showed up with my contacts in.
Well, I looked over, and I'm like, what's going on? It really caught me off guard. You definitely caught me off guard. I looked over, and I'm like, can he see me? He's obviously walking around, but it is a very off-putting.
Yes.
It definitely catches you off guard.
It's one of those things that definitely adds that extra touch to the costumes.
Oh, 100%.
Especially when you walk up to cars and you stare in through the window and you make eye contact and just stare people down. It's intimidating.
Now, will you go to other haunted houses? Will you go that? Will you go to Eastern State Penitentiary?
I wish I had the time. I would enjoy it, but...
That's what I figured. Now, are you doing the haunted car wash all week?
Yes.
Nice.
Weather pending, I think Thursday is supposed to be inclement, but otherwise, that is the case. But tonight, it's Kennett hockey.
It's Kennett hockey. Here we go.
I am excited to see what this team can do. Like I said, I know we've got our big line that are now seniors. And I think that, before we started the speaking portion of it, I know you can see across there. I mean, hockey has taken a step up, especially at the Kennett. We now have quite a number of sponsors who, I will throw the graphic back up on the screen to thank them. I mean, we'll go through and kind of talk about quite a few of them as the season goes on. But
that's awesome.
Yes,
Check that
indeed.
out.
I know.
Fantastic. All right.
So for all of those that have participated in sponsoring Kennett hockey, we definitely would like to thank you.
Heck yeah. Well, they know a good quality product that's out there. So
absolutely. I mean, again, second straight championship.
That's right.
Good stuff here.
I don't know if you're noticing this, but number 39, Tinney, he's a freshman. He's coming in at like 6'2", 6'1".
Oh, my
Right here,
goodness.
number 39. Big boy. Yeah. So that's a nice addition. We got there's some big shoes to fill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be missing Heitzelman.
Kelly.
Yep, Kelly. That's a big boy. He could hit. So I'm looking forward to see who steps up.
Now, hopefully we don't have any technical issues tonight. I know we are in Rink 2 here at Iceline, which I was kind of shocked to see. We're usually in 1 or 3, so there's not a whole lot of amenities, and one of the things is we really struggle to get a decent internet connection, so hopefully we don't have any broadcast issues. And then I'll apologize because, again, this being the first game of the season, as I was telling you earlier, this is like riding a bike that I haven't been on in a very long time.
Well, with you, it's like a unicycle while juggling chainsaws, wearing a mask. That's more like you, and you do it flawlessly.
So both teams have completed their pregame skate. They're going to give themselves one last little pep talk, and then we will get this game underway.
Radnor's got a full squad. It's good. It's the beginning of the season. It's good to see these teams. They come out hot, right? Everybody's got the full 4 offensive lines, 3 defensive pairings.
Goaltenders for tonight, skating over there for Radnor is number 32, James Danner. And then, of course, tried and true in between the pipes for Kennett, number 31, Aiden Mott.
Well, I can't wait to just watch another season with those guys. And watching Mott in net is just a lot of fun. He's a high-energy guy on top of it all. So, you can see him get the boys fired up. The boys get him fired up. He'll play the puck, keep things moving.
This is the big line that will start it. Ganley, Mott, Fisher up front. Cardillo and Showers on the defense.
Right.
As they come out. Puck is down, and we are underway. Puck deep into the Radnor end. Ganley chases it in the corner. He gets leaned on. Stays with it along the boards. Back to Mott behind. Mott will bring it out. Top of the circle. Makes some moves. Takes the shot through traffic. Gets all the way through, but Danner kicks it to the corner. Radnor will head the other direction. It's number 40, Steven Sucker. Gets moved back out to the neutral zone. With it once again, he'll take the shot through traffic, and Mott sees his first bit of rubber for the season, makes the save. We get a whistle and our first stoppage of play.
Nice little shot there. Kind of pull it up. We kind of see Lucas do that a little bit. Kind of pull it in and really let it go in between the legs. Kind of use that defenseman as a screen.
Face off down on the Kennett end. Radnor gets it up. Haynes, he'll put one towards the net. Mott will reach out with the glove, squeeze that, and hang on. They'll reset and do that again. To Aiden's right. Kennett picks that up. They'll feed it through the neutral zone. It's got a lot on it. It'll go all the way down for icing, and so back down to the Kennett end we'll go.
So it looks like we got, what, Neiman, Brown, and who is the other winger there? 90, oh, Schillinger. Matthew Schillinger, nice.
Puck along the boards. Kennett's able to move the puck up. Brown racing for it. He gets muscled aside, goes down. Puck rolls right out in front, but Radnor's in good position. They'll outlet the center ice. Into the middle. Tried to get it across to Brooks Graham. Work for it there. It comes into the middle, and we'll get a whistle. Looks like a hand pass is called.
And I had that wrong. Schillinger's on D. So it was Neiman, Savory, and Brown.
Here comes a few of the new faces. Tinney Slowick.
All new names on this forward line here. Nice. All right. Good to see it.
Push back out through center ice. Number 10 for Radnor, that's Jared Ross. Tinney along the boards, rolls it in towards the net. Danner will cover up. So this new Kennett line will get an opportunity for an offensive zone draw. Puck up to the line. Scarzzelli's had to head back for it. He'll retreat back into his end and look to spring and head it up ice. He's looking for Slowick. Got cut off. Small will direct into the corner. Racing down the other direction. That's number 93. Gavin Much right out in front. They battle for it. Still looking for it. Finally, Mott spots it. He'll cover it up and take the whistle.
A lot of traffic in front of the net there. Good thing Mott's got better eyes than I do. No problem tracking that.
So Radnor with the early lead in shots here. So we start off this first period. Fisher protects it. He's able to bank it ahead. Mott directs it, and he'll chase it down. Ganley streaking to the middle. Gets it through. Gets it to Ganley. First top was saved by Danner. Second one went off the outside of the net.
You don't see that often. That is right in Ganley's wheelhouse.
He looked like he was kind of in a little close, yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough
little
angle,
handcuffed.
tough angle. But we have seen him do some serious damage in that spot.
DeWitt will redirect down behind the net. It's Haynes will try to get it out, but Kennett keeps it there. Mott tries to center it, goes off a body, so he'll go up to the point. Cardillo looking for some space over to DeWitt. DeWitt Tries to go through traffic, ends up towards Fisher. He directed it towards the net, but didn't have much on that. Back to the middle for Ganley. He was tightly marked. DeWitt all the way across to Cardillo. Back to DeWitt. He'll take one, hit some bodies in front, and heads to the corner. Ganley on the loose puck. Tries to go to the middle. Deflected to the far side. DeWitt pinching down. Nice move there to keep it in play. Mott rolls out looking for some empty space. Comes in, takes a huge shot. Danner makes the save and covers up.
You know, DeWitt, I think, might have just gotten himself in a little bit of trouble. He plays forward on our club team. And now that I'm watching him play some D, he played a nice little, he had some poise right there. I might be recruiting him to come to the back. I don't know if he'll be happy about that.
Shot hits some bodies, but Radnor moves it out to the middle, finally banks it down towards the Kennett end. Staying with it is number 42, Aaron Zuckerman. Two bodies come together behind. They'll roll the other direction. Neiman along the boards. He tried to roll it up. Looks like it went off of somebody, but finally coming out. Savory took a step, gets all the way through the blue paint, but nobody could get a stick on it. Up to the line right there, but Neiman keeps it in.
Neiman with some dangles.
Radnor finally gets possession. They'll move it up. Batted ahead by Showers. No one will be able to touch that or the hand pass, but Radnor touches it, still in their zone. Stever trying to dig it out, but it's Radnor who moves ahead. And Zach French who moved it up into the Kennett end, but Kennett will take possession, tries to go out, but French with a good stick. Rolls it through the middle. No one there to do anything. Kennett to it. Oh, tried to spring Savory, but that one got cut off. Back into the Kennett end. They'll take the shot. Mott makes the initial save. Stayed in play. And finally moved back out. It gets deflected, so no icing. As we tick down towards about 12 minutes remaining in this first period of the first game of the season. Directed to center. Kennett takes position over to Schillinger. Go to the Cardillo. He'll direct it up and it'll go in the zone. Back to Cardillo at the line. He's able to keep it in. Tinney over to it, deflects up to the top of the circle, but Radnor's in position to head out. French gains the zone, tried to make a move for it, but I think he lost possession and just kind of trickles in on Mott. He'll cover up.
I like the pace. I like the pace. Moving the puck well. Nice regroup. Watching the D regroup. Buys them some time. They're looking good right now. Like to see them shoot a few more.
Yeah, definitely need to get a few more shots on net. Hard to score if you're not taking shots.
It makes it tough.
It's the little things.
No one's ever called me a rocket Scientologist before, but I know you got to shoot.
I don't think I've ever heard it referred to as a rocket Scientologist. Mott springs Ganley. Ganley with some space, takes the shot. Danner makes the pad save. Banked ahead, that gets by everybody. It was from the other side of the red line and will have enough for icing.
You know, I can't claim originality. I did steal that from Paul Bisonet from the Spittin' Chicklets and or TNT broadcast. He doesn't say it on TNT. He does say it on his podcast.
Hey, I know all about, that's, I think I watch more NHL games now looking specifically for broadcast ideas.
Yep, right.
Ganley behind the net looking for some open space. He'll roll it all the way up. DeWitt's there to get it. He'll bank it back down low. Mott tried to make some move, but they double and triple team him. Still ends up getting it to Ganley. Ganley steps to the middle, backhand shot. Danner makes the save. Danner coming up with some huge saves here early in this first period. Not ridden hard, but stays with it. Makes the move all the way to the side. Angle shot there, rolls up. Shot, hits a body in front. Good active stick from DeWitt to keep it in the zone. Back over to Sarzales. He gets a shot with a little air under it, but Danner deflects it up, but it stays in play. Finally, Radnor gains possession and moves it back out. Sarzales moved it to the neutral zone where Mott gathers up. Ganley makes a move, sends it over to Fisher. He'll chase it down behind, pops up in the air. He'll bat for it. Kennett comes away with it, gets it to Ganley, plays it from his knees, takes the shot, and just misses wide.
That shot's harder from his knees than most people standing up.
Back behind the net. Radnor will have it. They'll try to get it out, but nothing happening there. Mott to it again. Steps to the middle, takes the shot. High and wide. Kennett looking to put on some more pressure. Mott again ridden, stays with the play. Making a few player changes there. Kennett on the fly. Ends up rolling in on Danner. He'll cover up and take the whistle.
Right now, the boys are going for the bar down shots. They're pretty goals. But one of them would have qualified for about a 55-yard field goal, I think.
So with that flurry of shots there in that last shift, Kennett was able to even up the shot count. They'll battle for it along the side of the net, but that'll get whistled down.
Oh, here we go. We got our first power play for the Kennett Blue Demons.
And I will be excited at some point this season. I actually created a nice little power play graphic that we'll introduce. So 2 minutes with an extra attacker for Kennett. Although I didn't hear, what was the call?
Cross-checking. Yep. And that was Seven Peterson with the cross-check.
So Kennett will gain the zone, drop it for Ganley. Got it back over to Mott. Ganley with a huge shot, and he will light the lamp here in the first period.
This is not a team you want to give extra room, time, and space to. That's great. Ganley going by saying, yay, first goal. The excitement was palpable. The kid never ceases to amaze me.
So Kennett strikes first with a power play goal by number 5, Luke Ganley. Back in the Radnor end. Directed to the middle. Bodies come together. Arm goes up, and it looks like they're going to give Radnor the opportunity.
That's going to look like an interference, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Tinning looks like he's the one guilty party who will head to the box.
Yep, there we go. He's pleading his case to the coach. He didn't do it. It was someone else, but.
Well, I mean, there's so many other people wearing the same color jersey.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not fair to really isolate him. He's 6'4".
So Radnor with their first opportunity for a power play here. This first period, Kennett's able to get it up to the line, and with a little help from 42, they did move it out. But quickly back in, taking the shot. That one's deflected wide. Shot through traffic. Pad save there by Mr. Mott. The shot gets through. Second opportunity, and Mott with another big save. Battle for it along the side. Savory's on the loose puck. He'll go on the boards, but not out. French keeps it in. French takes the shot, hits a skate, and stays wide. Right back to him. Couple active sticks. Second opportunity. Mott lays across. Wow. Big save.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Kennett got away with one there. Oscar's on a mission right now.
Through traffic, deflection, but Mott was right there to get a glove on it, and he'll hang on. 48 seconds remaining on the Tinny Minor.
Good kill by Kennett there. 48 seconds to go. New group out. This is a dangerous crew right here. This has potential for a shorthanded, I think.
Get it out of the zone.
Just gonna go ahead and make that call.
He's pointing for the fences again. Radnor in possession. They'll head down ice. Sucker got cut off and forced back the other direction. So French will go back to retrieve. Fisher will harass him. Mott, quick steal. Mott heads the other direction looking for some open space, but they come together with him quickly and don't even give him the opportunity. Manley will take a shot from the blue line. It was more of just a whack than a shot. Mott rolls it right to Fisher in the middle. Oh! Just missed and almost came right back to him. Power play is over. We're back to 5-a-side. Mott avoids a check there, gets it across. Ganley takes a huge shot, and it deflected up, and I'm surprised it didn't go through the ceiling.
I think it might have, yeah. If
Holy cow.
So, I don't know, what do you got, 10 shots? So he's got 9 saves. The post has 1 save. That was, Fisher got robbed by that post. Holy cow. That was solid.
It wins the face-off in the offensive zone, tries to get it into the middle, battle for it behind. Savory right in front. Let's see who, I think that was Neiman in the middle, but he was well covered. Up to Savory, he make a few moves and retreat back, looking for some open space. Roll it along the other side. Back into the corner. Brown leans on one. Radnor cuts to the middle. A lot of bodies there, but puck stays wide. So Rosales will take a big whack at that. That'll get by everybody. They'll say it's tipped, so no icing. Kennett will make some player changes. So we approach the 5-minute mark. Slow it went across the showers, but he wasn't looking for that, so. But no harm, no foul.
Oh.
Mitchell directs it to the middle. Kennett will get a stick on that. Send it back the other direction.
Nice pass from the goalie, wow.
Wind up there, stick saved by Mott. Ross at the blue line, but I think he went in before his team cleared the zone, so offsides will be whistled.
A lot of momentum on the Kennett side here. I feel another one coming before the period's over. They're buzzing.
Fisher in the take this face off. Battle for it, ends up back on the stick of Cardello. Over to Schillinger. Schillinger's pass got cut off by French, and he'll put it back down low, but Mott will come down to set that up. Ganley to Fisher. Up to Mott, and
That's
just a bit
just
outside.
a bit outside. I don't know. I think that ref needs glasses.
That's what happens when you can skate faster than the puck.
Literally, literally.
Not a problem I had or will ever have.
Nope, never happened.
Racing over to it, but bouncing off into the neutral zone. Fisher will turn around and send that in. Mott in the corner. Battle for the puck. So Rosales from the blue line will take the shot, goes just wide. Ganley will put it towards the middle, bounces off a few. Turnaround shot by Fisher, but Danner's in good position to make the save, and he'll squeeze it and hang on.
Kennett doing a good job of rolling lines. They've, I think everybody's gotten a touch so far, which is a good,
Absolutely.
really good way to start the season. Kind of gauge what you're working with.
Get into the corner after the face-off. Radnor in possession. They'll move it out through center ice. Belansky, believe in the corner, all the way to the far side, goes off a body. Mott will jump on it and streak up over to Ganley, just ahead of him. He had a lot of space to work with as he cuts it to the middle, bounces off of something and ends up in the back of the net.
I think I think they're giving it to, I think Ganley's got it, and yay. I can hear it from here. Yay. He's elated.
So put it towards the net, and that's good things happen.
Good things happen when you throw it at the net. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, seeing this just goes to show that how long it's been since I've been doing this. I totally forgot that we have instant replay. I gotta start using that again.
I mean, you bought the technology.
I totally forgot about it. I'm too involved in watching the game and enjoying it. Wait. Neiman and Savory. Takes the shot, bounces Savory from behind, puts it right out in front. Ends up staying wide. Kane will direct out. Got over to Goldenberg, drifts it towards the middle.
Yeah.
Body's laid out on the ice, arm goes up, whistle is blown, and a holding call has been spotted.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what it was. Now he'll go to the box and feel shame.
So, Showers jumps over, as you said that, this new mixing board that I have actually has the ability to put in sound effects.
Oh.
And as you're saying that, I'm envisioning the sound effect from Game of Thrones. So she rings the bell.
Shame. Oh, the bell, yeah. Shame. I am stealing from Slapshot when the goalie's explaining going to the penalty box. Between those two, we're in good shape.
So Radnor with another opportunity at a power play here late in the first. They look to try and get on the board. Lots of open space, takes the shot. Mott makes the save, but the second one does get by him, and Radnor is on the board.
A little bit of a breakdown there by Kennett. Goalie. He had the initial save, and you got to help your goalie out.
Well, it was 3-on-0.
3-on-0 at that point.
So.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough one to. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
But that you don't want to give a team any life whatsoever. So.
I think Kennett was expecting to get out of the zone and head up ice, and everybody went but the puck.
Yeah.
Quick off the draw. Radnor trying to look to even this up. It will come out. Small directs in. Tinney chases, but they send it the other direction. Smollett tried to get it back to him. He'll send it back to the defense. We're back in his own end. Sends it out to center ice off a body, goes in offsides. So Kennett with an opportunity to clear as Radnor touches up. Off a few bodies, Savory will gather up. He'll skate it out. Circle back as he was kind of running out of some real estate. He'll try again. Through center ice and in. Off of his stick, Radnor grabbed it, but it came right back to Sabry. Sabry's checked off of that play. Neiman will come in to support. A few shoulders being thrown, I think.
Yeah.
Oscar was looking to get involved in that. He's like, wait, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, he's no stranger to it. And it looks like 93 for Radnor. Same thing.
So Zuckerman retreats, but Sabry was right on top of him. Finally gets some separation, and he'll head up ice. Zuckerman will go the length, but rolls off of his stick, and Showers is right there to meet him in the corner. Final 30 seconds of this first period. Off of that, Mott with it. He'll look. He's got to click through three. Almost does, and then it's the last one who strips the puck. He'll send the other side. Showers keeps it in. Fisher tried to center it. That one got deflected. Showers kept it in at least momentarily. 10 seconds. From the blue line, they'll just put it in the middle. Mott will have it. He'll take a shot as the buzzer sounds, ending this first period of play. One of three complete shots after the first period. Kennett with 11, Radnor with 12, but Kennett has the edge where it counts most.
That's right. Yeah, two really nice goals. Well, one really nice goal, and the other a great example of what happens when you throw the puck at the net.
Absolutely.
Take that.
So as the teams take a breather, we will do the same, and we'll be back with second period action in just a minute. So, second period action about to get underway. Kennett with the slight edge over the Radnor Raptors by a score of 2-1.
You know what I just saw? You saw all five of the guys go down and give the stick tap to the to Aiden there to start the period. I like that. I think this is a tight group of guys here, young men here.
Here in the second period, it's the period of the long change. Mott with a quick shot, high riser. Danner with a blocker save up into the glass, kept in the zone. Tried to feed it. Had Ganley down low, but couldn't get it past the other Raptors. Forced back in. Fisher chases down, but Radnor's able to get it out into the neutral zone. Showers back to Cardillo. Looked around, try to feed it over to Fisher.
He faked himself out. He did such a good job, he faked himself out.
Comes back up into the middle. Cardillo will retreat back into his own zone, over to Showers, gets it up to Ganley. He gets checked, but stays with it, feeds it to Mott. Mott fans on the first one, but Ganley's there to pick it up.
Yeah.
Ganley from behind, all the way up. Showers tries to take the shot. Doesn't really get much on that. Over to Cardillo from the other side. To Ganley, from the angle, takes a big shot. Danner makes the save. Showers to Ganley, makes a few moves, rolls it. Danner makes the initial save and rolls out of harm's way, and Radnor will go the other direction. Shot gets deflected into the corner. McKelvey tried to work on it in the corner. Bounces off a body right into the middle. It's Kennedy with it, ended up feeding it over to McKelvey. We'll try to step to the middle, make some moves, still in possession, all the way to 42.
Net is off the moorings.
So as the net comes off, we'll get a whistle. Both teams will make some player changes.
Good energy on that shift for sure. Little flurry of activity.
And I have to say, normally it doesn't bother me, but it's cold in this rink.
It's cold. It's I don't mind. It does bother me most times, and it's really bothering me now.
Kennett comes away with that face-off cleanly. They'll head up. Neiman was trying to go in, ended up losing possession and skated in, but second opportunity from the circle. Fed it all the way through, was looking for Savory. Bounces around, Schillinger will keep it in and roll it down low. Radnor first to it, they'll reverse it the other direction. Zuckerman avoids one check and exits the zone. Feeds it over to Graham. Graham in the corner. Tried to center it, gets through everybody. Neiman first to it. Savory trying to get it to Brown. Oof. Deflected off of a few. Graham in possession, and he'll just put it back into the Kennett zone. Schillinger back to get it. Makes the move to avoid a couple there. Up the boards, but Radnor keeps it in. Along the near side boards, rolls up to the blue line, but Graham will keep it in the zone. Serzali's first one to it. He gets almost a cross check to the head. Tried to plead his case and insists, since the ref doesn't make the call, he'll take matters into his own hands.
You know, you saw Oscar, he got crunched.
Oh, yeah.
He thought wrongly from behind and that he was wrong, and he went to seek out. It was a little too obvious.
Well, you wonder, too, is, you know, when you get, which, I mean, from what I saw, could have been a penalty.
Possibly. Offsetting. Yeah,
Offsetting.
right.
Oh,
yeah, he did get a penalty.
And then
so
I think he turned to the ref and looked at the ref like, hey, didn't you call that?
Yeah.
And the ref, fine. If you're not going to give me justice, I'll give you
exactly.
justice. Which
and
I don't always disagree with, but you just can't get caught.
You gotta do it on the pick a number and you come back later. You know.
Yes.
That's typically what you want to do.
So offsetting minors means no change in player personnel. Shot in on Danner, makes the save. Sucker will roll the other side. Ganley tried to go up to the blue line, but that splits everybody, so Kennett has to retreat back into their own zone. And Mott with it. Mott lifts one up to Fisher. He'll kick it out of his skates. It's to Ganley at the blue line. Ganley, nice feed down, looking for Mott, but Danner comes out of the net to play it. Mott tries to get it to Fisher, and he'll go up and once again splits the defenseman, so Kennett back out to the neutral zone. Ganley over to DeWitt. He'll get to the blue line and put it in. First one to it was Haynes. Radnor moves it back out through the neutral zone into the Kennett end. DeWitt to Cardillo. Fisher in the middle, digs it out of the skates, but gets it cleanly off to Fisher. Sorry, Mott. Bodies, bounces out in front. Where's it at?
Oh. That was a bit of a look what I found.
Yeah. I think Danner kind of gave a glance behind him, but it was under him, so the score stays 2-1 Kennett. Just about 12 and a half to go here in this second period. Bouncing around. Slowick will take one through traffic, and I don't think Danner saw that. He was in good position to get a piece of it, but French into the Kennett end. Kennett's able to get the puck back out into the middle where Franklin sends it over for Zuckerman. Zuckerman in the zone. Cuts through a few, looking to take the shot. Lost it in traffic. Schillinger back for Showers. And he sends it through traffic, gets all the way out to the middle. Shot through traffic. I think that was heading wide, ends up on the back of the net. They'll just swat at it. It ends up back in play. Small-Tua gets up to the line, but not out. Second opportunity does. Off a body. Radnor into the Kennett end. Mott will come out and play that off the glass all the way up, and it makes it out to the center ice. Zuckerman picks it up at his own blue line. Avoids one check, gains the Kennett zone. Makes the move, still with it. Zuckerman takes the shot. That one gets a little bit of air, ends up into the netting and out of play. Just over 11 minutes to go in this second period of the opening game of the Kennett hockey season, where they hold on to a 2-1 lead over the Radnor Raptors.
Yeah, I like to see these young guys getting some shifts, getting some time in.
Up in the corner, they try to center it, hits a body. Kennett's able to, thought they were getting out. Second opportunity, they do. Try to put it back, nobody there. Mott comes way out of his net to play it out of the zone.
Of course he does. He's been waiting for that all night.
Move up into the neutral zone. Radnor's able to take possession once again. They'll get it in, didn't get it in deep before Kennett has it. Nice move from Oscar. Couple of nice moves. Finally forced back out. Savory racing to it. We'll try and battle it away from Kennedy. To the line, kept in.
Nice job.
Second opportunity from DeWitt. Keep it in the zone. Right out in front, racing over to it. Sarazales, he'll stay with it. Back to DeWitt at the blue line. He'll put it towards the net, but that goes wide. Seaver tried to muscle his way to it, but not before Radnor moves it back out to center ice. DeWitt from his blue line. Gets it to Mott, bounces. Ganley's got a chance. He's got some open space, takes the shot. Danner with another save. Fisher picks it up before it comes out. Ganley quick to it, backhand shot, second opportunity. Goes behind the net. Fisher back to Ganley. Ganley goes out in front, ends up with Fisher. He'll turn around, that hits a body. And this line is buzzing on this ship.
Yeah, they sure are. They just generated 4 shots in about 15 seconds.
Ganley, Mott rolls out to the middle. Radnor's there. Sucker's able to finally move it down towards the net. Mott will come out to play it. Back up to his brother. Lucas gains the zone, takes a huge shot, and Danner uses the stick to bat it out of play.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that had eyes. That had eyes.
He threw a strike, and Danner got a foul tip and put it up into the stands.
Tip. Yeah, exactly. Credit to Danner, but credit to the butt end.
Radnor wins the face-off. They'll go behind the net. Look to get it out. Kennett takes over. Oh, tried to get it, but got through 2 players and ends up back in the Kennett end. They'll go back the other direction. Lucas has to peel back to take that. He'll go up, get it to Fisher, get a stick on it, but doesn't get deep in. Nice work from Ganley. Gets a little rough play for his effort. Second opportunity, stays along the line. Over to Cardillo, takes the shot, gets a nice deflection, but stays out of the net. Fisher right into the middle. Second opportunity from Ganley, hits a body and stays wide. Up to the line. Nice work from Cardillo. He was retreating, but saw it and got back in. Showers from the blue line, puts it towards the net. He had a streaking Mott, but
great job by Kennett there, moving the puck. I mean, they just generated 6 or 7 shots in about 40 seconds, maybe 50. And you can actually hear that. I got the earphone off just a little bit. They're doing a good job of yelling for one another. You can hear it from up here.
Forward down low. Tinney gets muscled off the play. Radnor's able to force their way out 2-on-1. Move in, get the shot, drifts in on traffic. Puck is loose. They go through and get a whistle.
Good scrum there, of course. No, Oscar, no stranger to it. Protecting his goalie. Aiden's A-okay, so Oscar can breathe a little easy now.
Stavery, Brown, and Neiman will come out to take this defensive zone draw. Radnor wins the face-off. Puck in the corner. Skips alleys, goes up to Neiman. He gets checked along the boards. No battle for it there. Radnor to the middle, tries to get it all the way through. Finally makes its way out the center ice. Brown gains the zone. Brown backhands in the middle, had Neiman. He got his stick lifted at the last second. French gains the Kennett line. Tries to cut to the middle. Nothing happening there. Graham from behind looks to center it. Aiden sees that. Says not happening while I'm watching, and he'll cover it up.
Yeah, they get their
friendly conversation.
I don't think they're talking about like Common App right now, or you know, what schools they're looking into.
Oh, I mean, it's more just, hey, you know,
Yeah.
good seeing you. How was your off season?
Yeah. I see you've been training. You're looking good, bud. All right, good effort. All right, I'll see you on the next shift.
Puck lifted up on the glass, but kept in by Radnor. Second opportunity. Ganley heads out, gains the zone. Worked on along the boards. Fisher's there to support.
Fisher does such a nice job along the boards.
Radnor's able to move it back out. Zuckerman got it over to Peterson. Peterson takes the shot. That was well wide, but Mott came out to glove it, but keeps it in play. Back in the zone. Radnor's able to redirect out. Shallows will chase it down at his end. Cardillo to Mott. Lucas goes all the way through. I don't know how he even got that to that point. Got by him, back out the center ice. Showers at his blue line. Banks it ahead to Mott. Mott in the zone, harassed by 2. Fisher picks up the loose puck, tries to dangle in, and lost possession. That one goes up into the stands. Coaches.
That one might have gone right off of Eric. Little Olay action on the bench.
Gotta keep your eyes open.
You gotta pay attention for sure. I took one last year right in the ribs. Of course, I don't have cat-like reflexes. It was just like literally just watch.
You just
I watched
it come in.
Like, oh, this is gonna hurt. Yep, it hurt.
Offensive zone draw for Kennett. Mott goes back to Fisher. Fisher making a few moves. Up the Sarah's alleys at the blue line. He'll skate to the top of the circle, goes right back to Fisher. Fisher cuts to the middle. A lot of traffic there. Radnor's able to get it back out, move it to center ice. They battle for it right at the face-off dot. Mott jumps on it. He's got a step, cuts to the middle, takes the shot,
Whoa.
Bounces up off of Danner's mask, but stays out of the net.
It was tough to see, but he almost batted it out of the air off the initial shot. That was impressive.
I want to go the length of the ice, and we'll be icing.
Yeah, Mott got rid of that. Got a nice shot off. The puck bounced up in the air. He batted it down, almost went in. Got his own rebound there. Still technically baseball season, so it would have counted.
Yeah, I guess technically it is. I haven't really paid too much attention. The Phillies going out.
Yeah, that was a tough go.
Ooh, towards the net. Danner's able to stick that aside in the corner. Comes out to Small. He's got an opportunity, but red jersey there knocks it off of his stick. Up to the line. Good work from DeWitt to keep that. Slowick will roll it down behind. Kenny worked on there. Up the boards. French tried to get it out. Second opportunity, Kennedy moves it to center ice. Caught up in skates. Small tries to go. How is that not a trip?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
I'm like, I immediately look at both refs. I'm like, how does nobody have their hand up?
Yeah, I look back to like, the other one's got to have it, right?
Nope. All right. So Radnor gets away with one there. Puck batted for in the corner. Finally rolled up to the line. Tinney at center ice. He'll deflect one in off the glass. And Kennett will make some changes. Batted away from Sarah's alleys. Kennett will put it back to their own blue line. Cardillo banks it for Brown. Brown has his stick completely knocked out of his hands.
Oh boy.
Graham steps in, first opportunity, second opportunity. Mott stays with him, makes the save. It says, not tonight.
Massa Mo owes Mott a Coca-Cola on that one. A little bit of a misplay at the blue line, and good save by Mott. Good save by Mott.
Radnor wins that face-off, takes the shot, was heading on the outside of the net. Second opportunity, Mott makes the save, and knocked out of harm's way. Looking to spring Brown, it finally does make its way to him. He gets caught down low, takes a backhand shot that...
That's another weird angle one that almost went in off the defenseman, and yeah, that was, that's why you throw it at the net, that's for sure.
So, I can't help but think, as you were talking about buying him a Coke. So the question came up, like differences between Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah.
And as I looked at it, kind of the ingredients they use to create the different flavors.
Yeah.
The acid, it's more of a citric acid that Pepsi uses that kind of has the more fruitier flavor.
Okay.
The acid that Coke uses, when I looked up that type of acid, it's used for two things, industrial use and Coca-Cola.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
like, interesting. I'm like, okay, remind me not to drink that ever again.
Yeah, Yeah.
Puck in on net. Danner will cover up. I mean, fortunately, Coke is not one of our sponsors.
Yeah. When I drank, I don't drink a lot of soda. Maybe once or twice a year, but it's Coke, and then if it's a diet, I'm going Diet Pepsi. So those are the two.
All right.
So I split it, so neither one can get mad at us. Feel free to sponsor us, Kennett's Blue Demons.
Puck in the corner. Fisher chased down, still with it. Rolls it up to Cardillo, but that gets by him, and he'll have to race down to his own end. Banks it up to the middle, avoids everybody. Second opportunity. Dig for it, ends up going towards the net. Mott will make the save. Hard work in the corner. Mott will get some space, gets it over to Ganley. Ganley gains the blue line. Steps by one, takes a huge shot.
Wow.
And for the first time this year, I will say he buries it.
I was hoping, because, you know, the first two, I'm like, wow, he didn't say it yet. But that was buried.
And let's see if my instant replay works.
I want to see this replay. Wow. I mean, to go far side like that, that's an impressive shot. All right, they just need to score 2 more goals to make my prediction right.
All right, as we approach the 1 minute mark, we'll see what can happen there. Showers, he'll just bang it back down low. Fisher to it. The time on my clock is a little off. Right out in front. Ganley trying to make a move, do something fancy, but ends up going wide. So Zallies will bank it up for Ganley. That gets by him. Kennedy will send it across ice, and Radnor puts it all the way in where Mott from behind his net will try to roll it up, but Ganley's there to pick it up. 35. Ganley gets chopped at, comes in, gets it to Mott, right back to Ganley from the angle shot. So Zallies at the blue line. Banks it for Mott. He gets stripped by French, and they'll move it out to the middle. French will put it in. Mott goes behind his net to play it. He'll go off the glass, hits a player and stays in. Opportunity bounces there, stays behind the net. We're actually only a few seconds away. Mott will cover up as the buzzer sounds, and a little more friendly conversation at the end of this second period.
Well, they wanted to continue that talk. Good period. A lot of shots.
Yes.
A lot of shots from Kennett. Good job getting the puck on net.
So after 2 periods of play, shots on goal. Kennett 25 to Radnor's 19, but Kennett extends their lead 3-1. So we'll take a quick break and be back with third period action in just a moment. Both teams will come back out to the ice, and we are about to get this third and final period underway, where Kennett currently holds on to a 3-1 lead over the Radnor Raptors.
So Ed, how was your summer?
That feels like a lifetime ago right now. I have no idea. I'd actually have to think about it. Zuckerman, quick move off the faceoff, takes the shot, hits a body, and ends up in the corner.
Came out flying.
Yeah, they were looking to make a statement here. Gets to Ganley. He's got some open ice. Takes the shot. Danner sees that. Good work for Mott to keep it in. Battles at Fisher. He gets moved out of the way, but Serzales keeps it in, puts it towards the net. Danner sees that all the way and will hold on for the whistle.
Nice O-zone face-off. Take that all day. Changing scenery for defense here.
Showers and Cardillo will come out. The top line will stay in place. After the face-off, they'll roll it towards the net. Danner sees that and will direct aside. That one gets by Showers, and Mott will race back to gather up in his own end. Mott, Ganley gets a stick on it at the center ice line and will roll all the way in. Zuckerman first one to it. Fisher there to harass, but around. Arm goes up. We get a whistle.
Didn't see it.
See what we've got. Interference is the call.
All right, well, little power play action.
And I wasn't sure who they were calling. I heard the call, and I'm like, okay, which?
I know.
So was that 10 for Radnor?
3 this
Nope.
period, okay.
That's number 7. Peterson.
DraftKings just came in with a 3 this period.
Mott takes it. That one goes up and over. Off the glass, takes a weird bounce, gets up to the blue line, and Radnor first to it. They'll send it the length of the ice. Cardillo feeds it up to DeWitt. He'll direct in Ganley, first one there. Ganley given some space in the corner. He goes to Cardillo. He'll put one through traffic. Second opportunity.
There
and wow. I was
I
didn't have a clue.
Celebrating.
That's
I thought it was in.
I was thinking.
I'm like, wow, that's a
exact
pretty
thing.
sedate celebration, boys. But what a save!
Yes.
What a save by Danner. Nice job.
At the face-off.
I prefer he doesn't do it again.
Who are you rooting for?
Yeah.
Mott chopped at as he exits his zone through the neutral zone. Puts on the brakes, stays with it, gets a little chop to the head. Nothing there. Holy cow! Danner just robbed Fisher. Second opportunity, Fisher goes across. That one goes up, hits the netting, and out of play.
Fisher is definitely a pass-first guy. He really sees the ice so well. Every now and again, though, I want him to rip that cannon because he has one. We have seen it many a time.
Yeah, I'm not volunteering to get in front of the shot of any of those 3.
No.
Mott and Ganley play catch. Back to Mott. Ganley skates in, takes the shot. Deflected up, but stays in play. Mott goes up to the blue line, but nobody home, so Cardillo racing back for it. He gets harassed. Puck rolls back towards the net. Ganley will bank it up into the neutral zone. Mott to it. Stays with it. Mott comes in all the way over to Fisher, but he was being checked from behind and didn't get everything on it. Cardillo from the line. Bouncing puck. Comes right back to him. Gives it to Ganley. Ganley, a lot of traffic. Looks, tries to take the shot.
He had
catches toe and then bar.
Yeah.
Back to Ganley. Time running out. Power play is over. And there's a whistle.
A lot of action there. Post, another big save by the post.
13:56 to go in this third period. Kennett still with a 3-1 lead. Savory to take this offensive zone draw.
Wins
one back.
clean.
Carrillo goes right back to him. He'll go across. That catches a stick and deflected out. Sally's in his end. Tries to bank it for Neiman. Gets by him. They'll battle for it right below us. Back out into the middle. Sally's is able to get it to Savory. Savory with some space. Savory skates in, takes the shot, and picks the corner.
Savory with a rocket. I want to see that one. Great play by Oscar for that neutral zone turnover. Oh, yeah. Wow. Almost no angle.
Picking corners.
Wow. Nice shot by Savory. There's another guy you would like to see shoot more, and that's why.
Yeah. So Kennett extends their lead to 4-1. As Radnor gains the zone and wants to try and cut into it. Push down low, Mott to it. So we're gonna get a hook. Radnor looks like they're gonna get an opportunity on a power play here.
Hopefully that doesn't swing the momentum here.
As Brown will head to the box. 2 minutes. Hooking.
Well,
is that the oldest profession in hockey?
I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Come from a long line of hookers.
All right then. Puck rolls all the way down. Mott, first one to it in the Radnor end. Tries to send it up ice. Fanned on that one, so Radnor's able to gather up the loose puck, and they'll look to head up ice. Center ice, that's Zuckerman. Stays with it along the boards, gets harassed, but forces it down low for French. Battered up, Ganley's there, and he'll bank it off the boards and all the way down. Shot across, goes off of a few bodies, ends up on the stick of Zuckerman. He's still with it, comes in, takes the shot. Mott makes the initial save, caught up on pads, and will cover up.
Really good job of controlling those rebounds. Ganley having a seat in front of the ice for a little bit. Finally, the teammates picked him up, got him out of there.
Just about halfway through. Brown Minor. Face off down in the Kennett end. One back. With it'll go across. Zuckerman. Right back to him at the blue line. Back out in front. But Mott will reach out and cover up and take another whistle. One by Radnor. Good active stick there from Savory, and he pushes it and stays with it. It's got Tinney with him. Stays on it, tried to get it through to Tinney, but maroon jersey in the way prevents that, and they'll come back down to the Kennett end. All the way down behind the net. Back up to the circle. McKelvey tries to take the shot. That one goes behind. Haynes steps in. So,
Wow.
I don't know. I thought that was going in too, but
I mean, give this kid credit. He's dangling all over the place, but wow. What a
McKelvey
save.
over for Suture. Turnaround shot goes wide. Had French there. Showers in the corner. Power plays over. We're back to 5-a-side hockey. Mott takes it off and he turns on the Jets. Through center ice. In the zone. Takes the shot. Danner makes the initial save and he'll just gather up and hold on to that.
Mott had some speed going through that neutral zone there.
Yeah, he's
Coming in hot.
he's got that extra gear.
Yeah.
You see him come up ice and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, how did you do that?
Yeah, and he's just, the other kids are moving, but they just can't keep up.
Trying to feed it back. Good read there from Radnor.
Graham looking for a little bit of
love from the
penalty
stripes,
there,
but
you can't leave your feet. You know, you got to take some onus as a player.
Radnor will bank it up ahead. Once again, they were looking for Graham. He gets an active stick, stays with it. Lift high in the air and all the way down. Mott with a good job to try and stay on sides and does.
Wow.
Avoids a couple checks, ends up on the stick of Fisher, back to him in the middle, but he is well covered, so the other direction they'll go. Nice move to cut all the way in. I think that's Marcus Berlansky. Fisher steps around one, cuts through, goes behind, tries the back in the other direction. Oh, goes off of Mott's stick in its slow motion and gives Danner a chance to sling across and cover up.
Yeah. So watching Mott in front of the net just a few seconds ago, just to avoid the hit. The kid thought he had him completely lined up, and at the last second, he's able to pull away and avoid that big hit, all while maintaining control of the puck.
And then we struggle with walking and chewing gum.
Yes, you got that right.
Radnor rolls it in behind. Mott's there with it. He'll try to put it out, but Radnor's there. Bouncing puck in front of the net. We battle for it. Turnaround shot from French goes wide. Second opportunity on the outside of the net. Gets by Zuckerman. Back out in front. Small trying to work. Battle with a few bodies. French to it. French tries to go with an angle shot. Goes off the outside of the net. Goes right into the slot, but Kennett tries to move it up. Slow, it gets knocked off the play. Shot there. Mott sees all the way, and he'll glove it and hang on.
Kennett was running around a little bit with their head cut off there. Sometimes you just got to make that simple play, get it out, and regroup. One less stick handle before the blue line there. Just get it out.
The face off. Sarazali's with it. To Neiman along the boards, tried to get it up to Savory, but that's in front of him.
I don't think Oscar and Zuckerman like each other a whole lot.
I'm thinking the same thing as I'm watching them kind of joust back and forth. Taken off the play, but Brown takes the shot, deflected up behind the net. Tried to get it to Savory, but he's in a position he couldn't do much with that. Neiman comes back to help out. Bodies all come flying together. Finally put back in the zone. It was offside. They'll touch up. Much from the blue line gets met by Savory. Not by Brown, and I thought they would have called icing, but they didn't.
Nope.
To center ice. McKelvey. Does it roll off of his stick, and Kennett will punch it back out to the middle. They'll put it in. Not from behind, we'll leave it for Cardillo. Cardillo harassed by Suture. Fisher with it. He's trying to gain some space to go up ice. Good active stick there from Radnor, forcing it to stay in the Kennett end. Mott will poke at the Fisher. He's still being worked on behind. Mott tries to get it out, but still kept in. Shot in on net. No problem with that. Haynes picks it up from center ice. Fisher. Gain the zone. Makes a move, gets put hard on the boards. Mott will just skate it out to center ice.
Yeah, he felt that one. That was a big hit.
And then goes in. Mott reading off the play. So Zales comes in to help out. Forced back out to the middle. Tinney will wait there. He tries to put it in, but there's a Radnor body in front of him. Mott takes the shot. Doesn't miss by much. Back out the center ice. So Zales in the middle, avoids the check. Bodies coming together at the blue line, and offsides ends up getting whistled. As one would expect when you get late into a game with a score like this, it gets a little chippy.
It gets a little chippy. And you know, give those guys credit. Zuckerman, they've been bringing a lot of energy. They're finishing their hits, and so that puts a lot of pressure on the Kennett team.
Back up to the blue line. A couple of Radnor players come together. Slowick at the blue line. He gets checked there. Bouncing puck. Makes it into Kennett's zone and kept in. Mott makes the save. Plenty of opportunity to see that. So Zales will step behind. Skates out, centers it. Tinney. Center ice. He's harassed there by French. French ends up with the puck. Rolled by. Graham tries to make the move, but Slowick is there. He gets banged into the play behind. Puck squirts all the way up. Showers got a stick on it and kept it in. Tinney over to it. Tinney has Slowick right on the doorstep, but just couldn't get it to him.
Yeah.
Rolls the other direction. Cardillo comes in for it. He puts it towards the net, but active stick keeps it out of the way. Showers rolls in for it. Kennett making some player changes since they had some good opportunity down low, and finally the other end that goes, and icing.
Slow the pace down a little bit.
4:20 remaining in this opening game.
All in all, a pretty solid opening game. 36 shots on net by Kennett, 4 goals in. Maybe a few areas to clean up would be in front of the net, or maybe 1 or 2 times where, you know, the Radnor got a few extra whacks at the goalie, but all in all, I think a pretty good performance so far.
DeWitt in his zone. Leads it for Oscar. He'll make some pretty moves. Get it to Savory. Savory will go behind the net. Come out with some speed. Cuts to the middle. All the way through the neutral zone. Savory going coast to coast. He'll roll it back up to the point. DeWitt harassed. Radnor's able to move it back out to the middle. So Zales stays with it, has some help from Savory. Savory will just retreat back to get some open ice.
No.
Back over Center's alleys. I think he was looking for Savory. Ends up staying in the zone. Kane tries to go around. Nothing happening there. The other direction. Mott turns on those Jets. Mott takes the shot. That one goes up and out of play.
Good play by the defenseman. You know, just getting your stick in the lane can be enough to get that deflection. There's a reason why they say get sticks in lane.
So, not that this has any true bearing, but again, because I watched the actual legit broadcast, all rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, re-recording, or retransmission or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of Kennett Hockey is expressly prohibited. Which I'm waiting. One of these days, somebody's actually going to write me. Or not. Schillinger will take one from the blue line. Mott got a deflection on it, rolls it right back into the middle. Canley with a shot.
Looking for his fourth.
Back to Ganley, winds up, and Danner makes the save, but man, that's a good thing that those goalies have pads like that, because that would hurt.
I think sometimes they still feel it.
In the corner, Kennett tries to roll it to the middle. Schillinger will keep it into the blue line. Goes to the boards, but Radnor's there to bank it out. Sucher takes the shot. Mott makes the save. Puck sitting there and stays wide.
Great job by Mott.
Second opportunity. They come out looking for some space back up to the blue line. Shot there. Mott makes it through traffic. Turnaround opportunity goes behind the net. Radnor trying to get another one on the board there. Mott tries to cut through a few and gets squeezed off the play. In the zone. Oscar still with it. He gets bumped along the boards but stays with the play. Up to the blue line and out. Mott banks it head, was looking to get to it, but Ross beat him to the puck. Puck in the middle, Radnor into the Kennett end. Tries to get through a few too many. Shower says no. Cerzera's trying to leave it there for Slowick, but Radnor read that play as we are now down to the final minute of play. Kennett will just wrap one in from center ice. Slowick to it. Tinney comes in to support. Small, all the way up to the blue line looking for Showers. Got a shot there. Slowick puts it towards the net. Radnor in possession. McKelvey tries to come out, up to the line, and they say it's out, so Kennett needs to touch. 20 seconds to go. Back to the middle. Radnor looking for one last rush. Goldenberg puts it towards the net. Mott says no. Bodies along the board. Up to the blue line. Haynes keeps it in. Down low. Mott directs it to the corner. As the final few seconds will tick away, ending this first game of the season, and Kennett comes away victorious by a score of 4-1. Shots final for this game. Kennett with 38. Radnor with 26.
You know, and a lot of those shots, I think you had at least 28 shots in the second and third, because they came out a little anemic, and then they really turned it on. I would say that, you know, obviously the big line, you know, Ganley does what Ganley does.
Yes,
score
indeed.
goals. Mott moving the puck. Fisher looking around. I mean, that line just, man, they know they've been playing together for 4 years. You know, and it's just very, very evident because the way they play, it's just something to watch. It's fun.
So thank everyone for joining us here in our season opener of Kennett Hockey. Next game is Friday night, Halloween. I believe from right here in Iceline. Hopefully not in Rink 2. I don't think we're here again. I think we're going to have this one more time, and that's one too many.
It's agreed.
So for those of us here at Kennett Hockey, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.